Hello, students. We will continue to move on to the first unit, International Puppet Show. And I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, here we go. So the first unit will talk about International Puppet Show. So we will start from music, performing arts to painting. Throughout the semester. And this is the International Puppet Show, and we will have two activities for you. The first one is finger puppet creation. The other one is stop motion movie. Have you ever watched this animation before? Or do you know the name of this animation? So I will just show you a little bit. Okay. I believe that you know this music, right? Okay, so if you know the answer, you can write down in the wheel. Okay. So this is Pui was created or produced by Japanese director, and the length of the video control for 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Every single episode is the same length. And the prototype, 这个原型 is from his sister. His sister 建里瑞穗 has adopted a guinea pig, 天竺鼠, and his name is Potato. So you can see the main character with the yellow and white color, that is Potato. And the director said, if we keep the video, keep the pictures for 3 seconds, you have to move to the next movement, or the audience will not feel so not very concentrate in your cartoon, or maybe they will move to other places to do other things. So you need to change every 3 seconds. Okay, and next, his rules, every 6 seconds, you need to move to the next step so he can capture the audience eyes. Okay, so it's like move in a very fast tempo. So you need to be very concentrate when you watch this video, right? And the first season, the totally has 12 episodes. Although every single episode is only 2 minutes and 40 seconds, but it cost the director like 1.5 years to complete this this animations, because it used stop motion to film. Okay, and the production team, it only has 4 people, includes a director and animator. Only 4 people. So it's really like a mini team. And how to design those small puppets? It was using the wool felt, 羊毛毡, and iron wire to make this small puppet. Okay, and the season 2 was released in October 2 years ago in 2022. Okay, so I have some more questions for you. How many photos do you think they need for 1 second? To shot 1 second, how many photos do they need to take for 1 second? So here are 4 choices that you can choose. 5 photos, 25 photos, 50, or 100. So you can write down your answer in Zuvio. Okay, so next, who is this guy? And do you know the name of the program?
Everybody,
it's very familiar, I believe it. When you are small kids, you might watch this video before. Okay, so now I'm going to we are going to explore more culture tour of the puppetry. So I will select a few countries to introduce the most classic puppetry in the world. So there are different puppet shows around the world. As you can see, the Sesame Street, Pinocchio, and water puppet, shadow puppet, and this one, the giant puppet in your lower right side. So the first country I'm going to introduce is Italy. It was inheriting the traditions of Greece and Rome. So the puppetry in Italy started to prosper. The most representative puppetry in Italy is Naples' traditional puppet. They're using finger or glove to control the puppet. And the plots are very simple. It's easy to understand, but they will come up with more exaggerated facial expression. In your right side, you can see in the lower part, you can see there are two puppets. And the name of the characters is Sandaloni, and his smart and funny friend, Fagiolino. And when I see these puppets for the first time, this remind me of a, a horrible movie named Annabelle. It's very similar according to their face, their dress, right? So I will tell you a small story about the Annabelle during the class. Okay. And in England, they will have the similar puppetry, but the most classic character is called Punch and Judy. Okay. Oh, for the here's a small activity for you to finish. I will ask you to click your Google Map. You need to find Italy, the country map of Italy first, and you need to mark Naples. Okay, and then you need to send this picture, or you can use the screenshot, 就是荧幕截图 to Zuvia. Okay, so this is a Punch and Judy, the excerpt. Next is Sicilian puppets. It is another representative of Italian puppet show. It's different from the Naples traditional puppets. This Sicilian puppets, the content of their plots is more about like a brave knight because they have different audience. The Naples traditional puppets is for the lower class or the regular audience. But the Sicilian puppets is for the higher level or the middle class, the noble people. They will watch this puppet show. So they will have more delicate face, qualitative costume, 比较精致的 costume, and they usually have slim body, 就比较 skinny 一些。那in 17th century of the Europe, those puppetry was performed at the puppetry theater. They will have specific puppetry theater. And the plot, the main characters or the plot is are usually adapted from opera, 歌剧 or ballet plays. They will adjust to the puppetry show. And this is a major entertainment among noble family, noble people, or middle class. And here I will ask you to mark Sicily, or find a photo like the most popular visiting place for Sicilia. It's a small island, okay? And next, because this is a Sicilian puppet, they will use a stick. So I will ask you to maybe have a pencils or a stick, or you can use the chopsticks to practice the stick balance, which means you need to find the balance so your chopsticks won't fall or drop to the ground, okay? And if you want to try more harder, more difficult one, you can have your stick, try to keep in balance, and then you need to walk, okay? You need to move or you need to walk to control your stick. And this is a video to show how to demonstrate the Sicilian puppets. Okay, next country is Czech Republic. It has population of 10 million, like 1000万人. Oh, and the size of this country is twice the size of Taiwan, 大概台湾的2倍，2倍大。And I will ask you to find 4 neighboring countries surrounded by Czech Republic, around Czech Republic. So there are 4 countries. Okay. The puppetry of Czech Republic was affected by Italian Sicilian puppetry. So you can find some similar features between the Italian Sicilian puppetry and Czech Republic. Although it might have some slightly different, for example, the characters of the Czech Republic usually has prince, princess, dragon, genie, witch, and devil. This remind me of the Game of Thrones, 就是那个权力游戏. Okay, so now we're going to introduce the silk puppet. The silk puppet was made by wood. The puppetry was made by wood, okay, and was controlled by strings, 用线去操控. It has exaggerated facial expression and outfit. 它的身材呢，跟它的脸部表情是非常夸张的. And as you can see in your right side, there's the witch. Witch is the most popular characters. They usually appear in Czech puppetry show. If you are going to have some tour in Prague, the capital city of Czech Republic, you might encounter several souvenir shops, and they will display many kinds of the silk puppets in the window, okay? Okay, so here's another question I will ask you to write down. What is the name of this puppet show? In your upper left side, this picture. What is the name of this fairy tale? Let's see, there's an animal and 3 people here. Okay, next country, Vietnam water puppetry. So this is performed in the water. Same. It was using a wooden stick to control and the strings to control the puppets, but it is in the water. And those puppets are made from wood, but they will select particular wood they can float on the water, so it will not sink in the water. Okay. And they will paint with bright color, mostly waterproof because they need to display it in the water. So it has to use the waterproof and transparent paint. And the story they will show for the puppetry is usually the Vietnamese traditional folk tales, such as like farming, fishing, folk story. 像我们的那个老鼠娶亲啊，这种比较 traditional story. Okay, and the performances will usually the puppetry always showed during the leisure time Just they will not do the farming. They will put lots of water in and then perform those puppetry to the villagers. Okay. So you can see this puppeteer. They are standing in the water. Okay. So that's a water puppet show. Usually, it was one of the Vietnamese traditional performance. It was beginning in the rural areas in northern part of Vietnam, and it has more than 1,000 years of its history. Okay, so they were hanging the fabric and bamboo curtain sheet to cover the puppeteer, which means the puppeteer will stand behind the curtain to control those puppetry. And those puppeteer 就操偶师, they were standing in the water and use a bamboo pole to manipulate the puppets. And they will have those puppets jump, roll, or rowing movement, different kinds of the movements. Just like Taiwanese 布袋戏. And the music band will sit on the other side of the stage. And the audience will sit in front of the stage. Okay, so this is the video for you to watch The Rising of the Dragon. Okay, so I will skip this. Okay, the Vietnamese style. Last year, I was flight to Singapore, but I was transferred in Vietnam. So I was going to the Vietnamese airport. I will go some shop, and I was try some traditional Vietnam food, such as pho fen, or their French bread, and their coffee, which is really, really sweet. And this is their bamboo hat. The girls like to wear the bamboo hat when they are doing some farmer stuff. All day, out there, their traditional costume. Okay. Well, here's some news for you. Okay, this is my QR code for my Facebook fan page and my IG. So you are welcome to check me or follow me, okay? And one more thing to remind you that you have to log in to Zooville to do the roll call. And please check the e-learning platform frequently. I will post some important information in the e-learning platform. And this week, I think we will have like finger puppet and stop motion animation, maybe 2 or 3 weeks later. So you have to submit your assignments to the e-learning platform. And also, we will have the open class in March, on March 27th. This is the observation days open class. Yes. Next, we are going to continue is the Indonesian puppet wayang kulit. It is a flat puppet and was made of cowhide. 是用牛皮制作的. It has really long history and was listed as the intangible cultural heritage in 2003. 是这个无形的文化遗产，在2003年的时候被列入了这个世界的无形的文化遗产。那瓦样是什么？瓦样呢，就是影子、戏偶的意思。It's a shadow. 那 Kulit 就是皮，因为它是牛皮制的。Basically, if you see the Indonesia puppet, it was made of a flat cowhide, 就是牛皮, and they will draw something on the cowhide. And the Indonesian people, they believe the puppet symbolizes the body and the shadow as the spirit. In some in some puppets, you can see the sword was high in the back of the puppet. It is the mascot, 是一种吉祥物. Now I'm going to ask you to search your Google Map to try to find Java and Bali in the map. Okay. Now it's a religion of the Indonesia. Let's talk about the proportion of the religious beliefs in the world. The most popular religion is Christianity, and then it's Islam and Hindu, and then it's Buddhism. We have 1.9 billion people that believe in Islam. And for the Indonesia, this country has the largest Muslim population in the world. Totally 87% of Indonesian people, they believe in Islam. They all believe Allah. And I will ask you to search for any taboo of the Islam, and you need to post in Zuvio. Try to find as many taboos as you can, okay? For example, they cannot eat pork, they cannot drink. Women, they cannot show their face before they enter their marriage. They are not accept they are not welcome LGBTQ group. Okay, now here are some Hindu mythology because they believe many gods. The picture in your right side, that is Shiva. It's the god that they will always do some destroy things. And then Vinu, the guardian god, and Brahma, it's a god of creation. Okay. I have asked you to search for Bali and Java in a Google map. That is why I'm going to ask you to search these two different places in Indonesia, because these two different islands, they have different religion, and which cause the different types of the shadow puppetry, different styles, as you can see in your right side. So I will ask you to compare differences between the Bali wayang and the Java wayang. Okay. In the puppetry, the beliefs it's a personal growth. Sometimes the story is about will have included good and the evil. And then the story is about some myths. Sometimes will add some comedy elements in their story. And they will carving their traditional texture with colorful paint. As you can see, they will draw or curve some paint to the puppetry. Usually they will have more bright colors. They prefer more bright color. And because it was influenced by different religions, so it were born with different style of the puppetry. For example, in Bali, it was affected by Hinduism, so it's more realistic. However, in Java, it was affected by Islam, so the idolatry, 就是偶像崇拜, is prohibited. They are not allowed for their idol. So they will try to deform 变形 their face with exaggerated proportion. So it's hard to identify those puppetry as a certain person because they are deformed. Okay. 假浪是操偶师. As you can see in your right side, the picture in your right side. There are three main elements of shadow puppetry. The puppeteer, 操偶师的 gamelan 就是那个乐队 ，and the drummer 就是那个鼓手。Okay, here's the question that I would ask you to guess to answer. The puppets will be set up on the tree trunks. As you can see, there's an arrow, and you can see the puppetry was set into those certain plant. And can you guess is it the mangosteen, 山竹, or rambutan, or banana, or jackfruit? So you need to guess from one of those 4 answers. It has very high status of the Dalai and was equivalent to the role of a god. And you can see the Dalai, they were set in front of the stage. 就是说站在舞台前面. And the Dalai, the left hand side of the Dalai, usually a bad guy. In the right side is good guy. And the length of the performance, at least 5 hours. So which means you need to sit to watch those shows at least 5 hours. And you will have the narration. The Dalam, they will tell you a story. In the same time, they will control the puppetry. So they are really busy. They were sitting on the floor and then cross their legs, 盘腿, and wear some slippers. Sometimes their feet will hitting a wooden box, 去敲一个木质的盒子. And then clamping an iron piece. 就是还会有特效，做一些特效. Okay. The shadow puppets. We will compare the shadow puppets of Indonesia and Taiwan. And I have to show you, bring this a demonstration for you to know, get a rough idea about the differences between the Indonesian puppet and Taiwanese puppet. As you can see, the Indonesian puppets, they were parallel to their puppet. As for the Taiwanese puppet, it was vertical, it is vertical. So in the right side, you can see, for the Indonesia, you can see the stick in this curtain. But for the Taiwanese, you cannot see the sticks because it's vertical. Now let's move to another country, the Japanese puppet, Bunraku, Wenyue. It will have a large size of jaws and with samisam, 就三位线琴的 playing. They will have a storyteller, or we can also call it 大夫, the narrator, and one puppet, because it's a large puppet, so it requires 2 to 3 puppet masters to control one giant puppet. Usually they will wear very delicate costumes. It's more expensive, for sure. And also they will have complicated device inside this jaw. They allowed puppeteer to control precisely. And the style of the Japanese puppet bunraku, that is very delicate and elegant. So I will show you this video during the class. Okay, now let's move to the next part, the Taiwanese glove puppetry. It was made of wood. It was carving for their head, and they will wear the fabric for the body. They will have some traditional historical stories when it comes to the beginning of the Taiwanese puppet show. Because those stories are coming from China, so they will have those stories. Okay. After World War II, it has developed the golden light, 金光的 puppet show with sound and light effects, 就更有声光效果. And they were larger the size of puppet with fur, fancy costume, and exaggerated makeup. And those fancy puppets and dramatic plot that the puppet show become the most breaking folk art in Taiwan. Okay, this is a new version of the Pili puppet show. So the development of Taiwanese puppetry. In 1925, Master Huang Haidai founded the Wuzhou Theater Troupe. This is the first generation. Actually, do you know he was put in jail? 关进监狱. But during the Japanese colonial period, he was have the correct political side. 他就政治正确. So, he was allowed to perform his puppet show when Japanese colonized Taiwan. And then, during the time, the puppet show was displayed in outside. So we can also call it the outer stage, 外台, outdoor stage, the performing outdoor stage. Or sometimes they will perform in tomb, 就是在蒙阿波. And this comes to the second generation, his son, Huang Junxiong. He stepped into the TV media. He moved the outer stage of the 布袋戏 to the TV media and create a new style, the Golden Light Puppet Show. It's moved to the inner stage, so which means they are performed in a theater, and they are trying to increase the size of the door. Originally, it's like 10 centimeter. They will increase to the door size to the 30 centimeters. 就是把它变大. The Golden Light Puppet Show. The Golden Lights, which means they will have used many sound, lightning effects, and the screenwriter will have many imagination. It's not like the first generation. The story are inherited from China. Now, for the second generation, they start to have more imagination about their plot. And they will have what is the result at the end of each episode. So the audience are eager to know what will happen, what will go on. So they will come to watch the TV. Next day, The Secret Tomorrow. 好, and Shi Yanwen, this is very popular characters. And it created high ratings in Taiwan, as high as 97% of the audience are watching this show. It's break the record. Now it comes to third generations, Huang Qianghua and Huang Wenze. But unfortunately, the brother, you can see there's a black arrow that point Huang Wenze. He was dead, but he was known as 八音才子, which means he can do many versatile character dubbing, 就是做一些配音, but he just passed away a few years ago. And then they found a big thunder program recording company and call it the Pili Puppet. They will also have the sound and lightning, explosion effects, and they will use the computer special effects. Okay, and then it has the display in video puppet show, which means that you can rent a video to watch those Pili puppet show. And this show was shown on Cartoon Network in the United States, but the box office was not really good. So maybe because it was shown in the cartoon, the children don't like this style of the puppets. They like the cartoon. Okay, and it is a remake of Thunderbolt Heroes. We call it the Butterfly Dragon Rebellion. 蝶龙之乱, 就是it was remake. They tried to shot the new version of the Pili puppet show. In 2000, the first puppet show movie, Legend of the Holy Stone, was released, and it was have some traditional puppet with the 3D. Okay, and I believe that 2 or 3 years ago they have a new shot, the new movie Supanzen, but the box office is not that well, maybe of the pandemic. Okay. So this is Future of Taiwanese Puppet Show. Okay. Okay, here comes the project, the finger puppet projects. So I will ask you to use your 5 fingers. You can have different color, use different color pencils, red, blue, black, whatever you want, and draw some facial expression on your fingers. And you can try to search for some image. So the Google image for your idea. And then after you finish your drawing, you need to take pictures. You can use the shorts, reels, short video, whatever you like, and upload to NKUST e-learning platform, the assignment section, okay? And if you will have sweat on your hands, don't worry. You can draw on your mobile phone or your notebook in a paper or in your note in your mobile phone, in your cell phone. It's okay. Okay. Here are some examples for you to see if you can get some rough idea how to draw. Okay. And here's my students examples. They are the 5 different types of the finger puppets. Okay. Yes. It's very funny doing this with the teeth. Okay. Okay. Okay, last part, the puppets on film and TV. They will have attractive model and usually come with the educational movies and animations, such as the Season Streets. You can see the style of the cartoon and very bright, very colorful puppets. And in Taiwan, we have the 水果冰淇淋 as well. This is Teletubbies, 天线宝宝. Okay, stop motion movie. This is another project I want you to finish. We call it the clay animation, 就是用粘土去制作的 using the clay modeling techniques and frame by frame photography, 就是一个步骤一个步骤来念完. So you need to shape your clay puppet, take photo according to the change of the action. So you need to change the clay puppet shot, change the clay puppet and shot. So and then you have to connect those photos that you have shot and play it continuously. It will cost lots of time and effort to complete. There are several animations such as the Shaun the Sheep or Pingu, a Swiss clay animation, Pingu and Pui behind the scene. So how to make stop motion movie. So I will give you some corn clad and you are welcome to use any other materials for yourself, like tissue paper, clay, or other things. Just pick, and if you come to class, I will give you 5 little corns, and you need to keep your hand dry because those little corns, they will connect together. They will stick together if you have some sweat or water. Sometimes they will melt it. Okay. So if you want to join it together, just use as little water as you could. It can be recorded as a glue. Okay. And you can do it by yourself or you can do it with your friends. But if you have more team members in your group, you need to have a longer length of your film, okay? And here are some examples. Those are students' examples. Okay, I will skip it. So that's my, I picked several good examples for you to watch during the workshop. Okay, just skip that. How to do it? Clip your IG Reels, or you can use your app. And you can see the upper right corner, there's a camera right there. Take at least 5 shots, 就是拍摄5张 photos or video, and then try to target the corn as the same angle as you could. 尽量一样的角度。You need to record the first corn, second, third, fourth, and fifth. And then try to keep each video to 0.8 to 1.5 seconds long. 所以你可能本来是original, maybe you have like 3 seconds, but you need to shorter the length of each shot to 0.8 to 1.5秒, as short as you could. And then after you finish those shots, you can add some stickers, special effects, music, and then you can preview. After or use screen record or publish your video and then upload to NKUST e-learning platform, the assignment section. So I can give you some grade, okay? So you can check how to make this stop motion film. So this is the camera icon. And then you need to have 5 shots. And then in the lower side of the corner, you can choose the first video, second, third, fourth, and fifth. The same steps. And then you need to edit the seconds, edit the clips. Long clips, you can delete your unwanted video, or you can also adjust the order, put those 5 shots in order. Shorten your length with your thumb and pointer. 用你这2只手指去缩短它的那个长度。Every video clip should keep in between 0.8 to 1.5 seconds. You need to edit every clip. And then once you finish those 5 clips, you can click complete. And there's a special effects bar above. Click on music, add your favorite songs, or you can adjust and select the clips you want and click complete. You can add special effects or stickers. This is optional. If you have more time, you're welcome to do this. But if you don't have enough time, just have your 5 clips. That should be enough, okay? Click on special effects and stickers you like. You can also edit text, handwriting, and then you can see there's a download arrow to save the video. And click next save, or you can save the draft or share to IG, or you can use this record the screen to turn in your video, okay? So here are the sample. Only when you post on IG, it will include the music. If you download the video, you will have video without music file. So I recommend you to use a screen recording. 用萤幕录影的话，就 you can include the music and your video. Okay, here's some example. Okay, so last thing I want remind you to do after you finish, use screen record or publish. Upload to e-learning platform the assignment section. The deadline is the class before the class start next week. Late assignment will be accepted, but I will set the deadline for the assignment because I want to have the grading. But if you want to turn it late, you can email me, okay? Okay. It's a long class. I'm going to stop here. I have finished introducing the first unit, international puppet shows. So in this unit, we will have two activities for you to complete. The first one is the finger puppet show. The second one is the stop motion animation you need to finish, okay? I'm going to stop here. Bye-bye.